Hey, how's it going? Today's Tuesday, 2nd of January, and we're taking a look at New Year, I guess, and everything what's happening within UK. Within this video, I thought I would take a look and I'll try to understand where opportunities are, right? For people who remember, there was beginning of last month, there was His Majesty within UK. He gave a speech right of 2023, and there were strategy and projection of things and where things gonna be, right? Within his speech, I think there was strategy and things in place, right? And he made some adjustments from what I understood within the speech, right? And from there, that would be way all things that I'm gonna be taking a look at. I haven't done anything. I'm gonna take a look at something that here was announced right within the speech. The bill will support the future licensing of new oil and gas fields, helping the country to transition to a net zero by 2050 without adding on the burden on households. So it was something was announced, right? So there's a full speech and full text, but it's the only thing I'm gonna be focusing on, right, within this video, I guess. Had the person reaching out to me and asking about very similar things and how we can potentially work together. Then he was reaching out to me. He first question that he asked right before signing any documents or anything, right, where the company is based, just because of how hard it can be acquire a license, right? Do you drill? Since there might be a lot easier to, as I've been told by this person, I haven't done anything yet. That Netherlands or perhaps the US has systems, way better systems in place compared to perhaps UK. So that's me coming into this and trying to understand what the process can be, right? I'll jump right into some of those articles and everything what was published, right? But before I do that, usually in my personal experience, I'm currently waiting for out for free or even more licenses, right? And you need to be very accurate. Usually there's numbers, letters, and numbers again when it comes to licensing and what you yourself you would be able to do with those licenses, right? And so everyone needs to be very clear and understand each other, right? If you were to reach out to anyone and ask for anything, you need to be very accurate. So, and I'm currently waiting for a number of those, and it sometimes can take 6 months. You can even more. But either way. But once that's been said, let's jump into some of those articles I managed to find, and let's try to understand the process of acquiring a license. It might be a very hard thing to do, by the way. It might be a very hard thing to do, but let's try to understand it first. Hundreds of new North Sea oil and gas licenses to boost British energy independence and grow the economy. So perhaps there is a big boys up there already. So we're taking a look at perhaps 5 businesses and who can do perhaps very effectively. Although that's my personal understanding coming into this, right? How we can perhaps get a seat at the table with the big boys. Let's try to understand it. And this article was published some time ago. I don't know that I'm taking all this information from the government's website. Prime Minister commits to future oil and gas licensing rounds as a new analysis shows domestic gas production has around one quarter the carbon footprint of important liquid natural gas and progress to the next one. This is what the article is going to be about, yeah. Northeast Scotland and the Humber chosen as the locations of 2 new carbon capture usage and storage clusters, building a thriving clean industry in North Sea, which could transport up to 50,000 jobs. So there's a lot of jobs, a lot of opportunities, and the prices are very high. So perhaps that's something that let's progress to the next one. That with investments in North Sea will continue to unlock new projects, protect jobs, reduce emissions, and boost UK's energy independence. Hundreds of new oil and gases licenses will be granted in the UK. The Prime Minister has confirmed today, Monday, 31st of July, and the UK's government continue to back the North Sea oil and gas industry as part of drive to make Britain's more energy independent. Okay, the government and the North Sea transition and overall authorities, so there's perhaps people up there and who are making those kind of decisions, right? Today announcing a joint committee to undertake future licensing rounds which will continue to subject to climate compatibility test. Okay, so there's a system in place. By adoption of more flexible application processes, licensing could also be offered near to the currently licensed areas, and unlocking vital reserves which can be brought online faster due to existing infrastructure and previous relevant assessments. So there's a process in place. With the Independent Climate Change Committee proceeding around the quarter of the UK's energy demand will still be met by oil and gas, and the UK reaches net zero in 2050. The government is taking steps to slow the rapid decline of domestic production of oil and gas, which will secure our domestic energy supply and reduce resilience on hostile states. Okay. This will increase the UK's energy security and reduce the dependencies on high emission imports while protecting more than, so now it's 200,000 jobs is vital industry as we grow the UK's economy. As part of this, critical energy infrastructure in Berkshire today, the Prime Minister will highlight the central role of the region will play in strengthening UK's energy independence and meet the next generation of skills apprentice key to drive this work forward. Okay, that's kind of strange, but okay. The NSDA, responsible for regulating the oil, gas, and carbon storage industries, is currently running 33rd offshore oil and gas licensing round. We'll expect the first of the new licenses to be awarded in autumn, with the round expected to award over 100 licenses in total. It all process, the way how I'm looking at it, is just like that girl at the bar, right? That you just bought a drink for, right? You are that guy, right? That you just bought a drink. And what that girl is doing, that girl is keeping her options open. That's what she's doing, right? And we can progress, right? Future licenses will be critical to provide energy security options. Here you go. Unlocking carbon capture usage and storage and hydrogen opportunities. Building truly integrated offshore energy hubs that make the best use of the established infrastructure. This comes a new analysis released by the NSDA today show that the carbon footprint of domestic gas production is around 1/4 of the carbon footprint of imported liquefied natural gases, as the UK is rapidly declining produce of oil gas. New oil gas licenses reduce the fall in UK supply in order to ensure vital energy security rather than increase it above the current levels, so that the UK remains on track to meet net zero by 2050. I will briefly touch on that. What I'm saying, opportunities out there. I don't know how easy, how hard. I might try it. If it won't take too much of my time, I'll try it and see if I can receive a license to perhaps perform some of those tasks, right? The applicants can come from single company or foreign groups of companies. The companies may be either British or foreign, but there are minimum residence requirements. All applicants must demonstrate financial viability. Some may have to demonstrate financial capability of competence at the time of application, right? So there might be some hoops to jump over, I guess, part of the process, but it might be easy, it might be hard. I don't know about what fields this license is all about, perhaps. One particular field, there's all the committee is set up, and you can access only one field. I prefer if my organization would be able to access license, and they would have access to operate as a business on every field. That's how I'm coming into it, but perhaps I need to read more to understand a little bit better what this gig is all about. Yourself, if you're interested in learning more, I have published a book game strategy. Within this book, I'm taking a look and I'm sharing a lot of concepts, and I'm looking to bring everyone's understanding when it comes to business and what would be required when it comes to operating business. I would break down the entire process into different phases. First phase being doing a lot of research and trying to understand as much as you can about different fields and what will require of you in running a business. But that would be perhaps more of the task uh, theory, right? From there, progressing into actually taking action based on information what you thought is gonna be, and taking action and setting up organization and running as a business, right? From there, acquiring customers and or resources, including capital, right? And phase three would be allocating capital and beginning investing in different opportunities available up there. You can find it QR code in the company's website below. That's a very quick rundown. Then I was taking a look at what process can look like, right? And I have taken a look at the application fee. Why it's so expensive? It's just a review paperwork, right? Why it's so expensive? Application fee is in thousands, and it's not in perhaps it should be £20, £30 if you would ask me, right? But I don't know they because we're trying to increase barrier to entry, right? Perhaps that's one of those ways. I'll do perhaps quick rundown and trying to understand if that's really the way it might be just a private company doing something right instead of perhaps government institution, and sometimes they charge more than they would necessarily need to. But either way, thanks for watching. I'll see you in the next one.